Hello students, once again welcome back to English Literature Classroom. Today I am going to give MCQ of the poem Why I Like the Hospital by Tony Hoagland. Okay, this poem is from the book Rhapsody ISC collection of poems. Okay, now this poem is for class 11. ISC syllabus. Okay, it's a new book and it's also a new syllabus. Clear? Now, before starting this poem, let me tell you something about the poet. Then I am going to tell something about this poem and then I am going to give you the MCQ. Clear? Now, Tony Hoagland, he was a widely acclaimed American poet. Okay? According to Tony Hoagland, he belonged to a middle-class family and followed no religion. So, there was an absence of ceremonial knowledge, inherited knowledge, family stories and instructions. In such a scenario, poetry became something of an anchor for him. He wrote witty, poignant poems that commented on contemporary American life and culture. Clear? Now, let me tell you something about this poem. The poem, Why I Like the Hospital, itself is a satire and quite unusual as nobody ever wishes to visit a hospital except when there is a medical urgency. The poet at the very beginning says that a person is in a bad mood in the hospital, but it is okay to be in such a mood there because in a hospital everybody seems to be in the same state, okay, suffering some disease. But as he steps into the elevator, clear, as he steps into the elevator where there's a complete silence, he feels the apathy of the people towards each other. Perhaps he might feel that he has been singled out unfairly, plucked from his healthy life and thrown into this cruel ordeal. But walking through the long corridors and watching other patients, the poet realizes the suffering of others. He has especially picked up the patient in a cancer ward whose suffering arouses pathos, even in the most hard-hearted and apathetic person. It is for this reason that he likes the hospital. In the present scenario, when people are least bothered about the suffering of others, the hospital brings about a change in their hearts. They feel both pity and sadness on seeing a mother deciding to tell her kids about her suffering from cancer, or a bald girl depressingly gazing at the shunt installed in the hole where her breast has been removed, or an old woman walking alone with an fourth pole. It seems as if cancer has brought all the patients into the intimacy of sheer trouble and turned them into a strange community, quite different from the society that is apathetic towards the needs of patients to be loved, cared, and listened to. Another reason for which the poet says that he likes the hospital is for the chance it gives to the patients to contemplate about their lives, which they do not get in their busy schedule. The poet likes the way some people look back at the choice they made in the past and contemplate how many times they made a fool of themselves and how many times they succeeded in their endeavors. Finally, the poet likes the hospital. Clear? Finally, the poet likes the hospital for the way it allows patients to show their pain, suffering, helplessness and emotion without any pretense of being strong. It also helps them to muster their inner strength to endure the feeling of loneliness, pain and suffering. So the poet likes the hospital for the pathos it arouses on seeing the suffering of the patients, for giving an opportunity to count the scores in life on the basis of their good and bad decision, and for shedding their pretense of being strong and accepting their pain and suffering and impending death. Clear? Now, let's come to the MCQ. Clear? The first question. The poet compares the closed beige door. Okay. Beige means yellowish brown. Okay. The poet compares the closed beige doors of the hospital entrance to a dash. Okay. A prison. First option, okay, prison. Second option, a school. Third option, a hall. And the last option is none of this. Okay. Correct option is a prison. Okay. Look at the first paragraph. Last two lines. Riding wordlessly on the elevator with the other customers staring at the closed beige doors like a prison. Okay. The beige means yellowish brown. He has compared this beige door with a prison wall. Clear? Next question. What does the poet like? Means in the hospital. First option, the medicines. Second option, screaming of the patients. Third option, the way some people calculate their good deeds and bad deeds. And the last option is none of these. Correct answer is the way some people calculate their good deeds and bad deeds. Next question. What does the poet not like? Okay, in the hospital. First option, the hospital building. Second option, the medicine. Third option, the smell of antiseptic. And the last option, none of these. Correct answer is the smell of antiseptics. Okay. Next question. Why was the patient slumped in his chair crying? First option, he was injured. Second option, he was terminally ill and lonely. Next option, he was operated. And the last option is none of these. Correct answer is he was terminally ill and lonely. Next question. Which poetic device is used in this line? Each sick person standing in the middle field. Each sick person standing in the middle field like a tree wondering what happened to the forest. First option, imagery. Second option, symbolism. Third option, alliteration. The last option, simile. Correct answer is simile. Next question. Liking for the hospital is something dash. Good, bad, natural, unusual. Okay. Everyone knows liking for the hospital is something unusual. Next question. Where is the poet standing at the closed beige door like a prisoner? Now, where is the poet standing? Clear? First, in his home. Second, in an elevator. Third, at the gate. And the last option is by the side. Correct option is in an elevator. And my last question. In what mood were some people in the hospital counting their days on earth? First option, angry. Second option, happy. Third option, sullen. And the last option, scared. Correct answer is scared. Up to this much. With this, I am concluding this video. In my next video, I am going to bring something new. Until then, goodbye.